Hello everybody, this is SeetherCord here, and welcome to today's next installment of SeetherTalks. SeetherTalks. Why did I have to sing it spelling it out? I don't know. Anyways, for today's episode, we have ourselves a topic that involves being a furry in the furry community and expressing it to our friends and family members. Essentially, how most people like to put it, as coming out as a furry to your loved ones. To start off this discussion, I will try to explain this as best as I possibly can. So let me start off by saying that I do value being a furry as a big part of my life, and it has been for about the past 3 to 4 years at this point. If it wasn't for me being involved with this fandom, I probably wouldn't have been able to attend my first 2 conventions in my life. I more than likely wouldn't have been encouraged to get myself a job either because I wanted to originally just get a fursuit in the beginning, and it has helped me be employed for over 3 years now at this point. I also wouldn't have been able to achieve over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube and be able to make money off of my passion of making videos for this website as well. And lastly, if it wasn't for this fandom, then I probably wouldn't have been able to start a relationship with one of the greatest people that I've ever met in my entire life, which I've been with for over 2 years now at this point. So I definitely have a lot to owe to the furry fandom because it has helped me experience so many new things within my life. However, even though it has made up a big portion of my life, there are still many other non-furry aspects of my life that outweigh the fandom. For example, another aspect of my life is my passion for YouTube and film editing. Another example is my game collection. Another is my respect for literature because I like to read during my spare time. I want to set a disclaimer that just because being a furry isn't the biggest aspect of my life, doesn't mean that I think that someone is weird if they want their whole life to involve being a furry. It's your life, so you can do whatever you want to do with it as long as it's not hurting anyone or anyone else. Call me a libertarian if that's the case. I want to let you guys know that I have my online friends as well as my IRL friends. Most of my online friends are furries, and most of my IRL friends are not. When it comes to how I express myself to my friends, be it from either IRL or online, the interest and aspects that I express of myself tend to vary to what I share with my friend. Pretty much, I don't know, the reason you were friends with them in the first place? To explain this slightly better, because I'm terrible at explaining things, I only tell them about it, or in this case, come out, when I feel that it's absolutely necessary, being that if myself being a furry actually impacts my association with them. For example, this might sound far-fetched, but if I took $1,000 out of my parents' credit card to buy a fursuit, which I need to let you guys know, I didn't do that. Do not do that to your parents, please. And in the case of someone actually doing this, then maybe it's important to let your parents know about your furriness. If it's not something to that extent, then I should just keep it to myself. The reason that I have this mentality is because most people, and this is usually when we're all kids/teenagers, and trust me, I was exactly like this when I was a teenager, think that whenever they get involved with something, be it a new fandom or a new trend or a new thing that they've learned about themselves, everyone just wants to tell the entire world about it because it makes them special. And I'm not trying to be mean to people who do this because, again, most of us do. We're human beings, we love talking about ourselves. But most people aren't really going to care / will get annoyed if all we want to do is talk about being a furry or whatever it is when they themselves aren't a furry or whatever it is that they're into as well. Wouldn't you get tired if someone only wanted to talk about what they wanted to talk about that nobody else cares about all the time? Like, look at this whole YouTube channel. I'm not saying to hide being a furry to others out of fear of being judged or be seen as a creep or annoying. If in the case that they're going to judge you for being a furry, then they're not really your true friends if they're going to gonna find you as disgusting or weird if you are a furry. And you can mention it every once in a while, maybe as a joke or something to relating to the conversation with the person, but just don't make it all of the conversation unless that's what the other person wants. One final example of all this, if you have a friend who's a furry and you yourself are also a furry, then you guys can talk about furriness for hours. If you're into soccer and your friend is also into soccer, you guys can talk about soccer for hours. But if they're not, don't mention it as much. So that's pretty much my overall thoughts about coming out as a furry. How do you guys feel about coming out as a furry to your friends or your family members or whoever? Do you feel like it's important to come out as a furry? Do you feel like it's not important? Do you feel like it's something you should express to other people that's required to do? Do you feel like it's something that you shouldn't do and you should just repress it and keep it to yourself? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed my content and want to further help out my channel, please consider donating to my Patreon page, hitting that like button, turning on that notification bell, and subscribing all together. I have been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, it's ice. And that was the dumbest death in the world. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen on this entire gaming channel. For real.
You were